Shabbat Shalom, L'chaim L'chaim. This week's Torah portion in Israel is Behaaloscha. In Chutz La'aretz, it's Naso. So focusing on Behaaloscha, it's power-packed. It opens up with Aaron HaKohen being commanded to light the candles in the Mishkan, on the menorah. He's given the job of going to the menorah in the Mishkan and raising the candles. That's what Behaaloscha means. Raising the candles so that they should light. We also get laws for Pesach Sheni, for anyone who is impure on Pesach and wants to offer the Korban Pesach. Then we instituted another day, Pesach Sheni, which is 1 month later, that they can offer this Korban, this sacrifice to HaShem. We also have the Jews complaining about eating only man. They want to eat meat. And so Hashem brings them meat, but then punishes them for complaining. We see an episode of Miriam who speaks against Moshe. That's the language the Torah uses. She speaks against Moshe for separating from his wife. And, they were all prophets, so why is he doing something extra? No one else was doing that, so why was he doing that? And basically, there's so much that goes on in the Torah portion. You could really speak about at length about many different episodes within it. But I want to try and focus on a general theme that I feel I've found or connected to in the Torah portion, which is the idea of bettering oneself. So 2 little anecdotes to explain it. Basically, I was speaking to the CFO of my company, the Chief Finance Officer, and he was telling me, Tal, what do you want to do in your life here? What do you want to do in your time here at Passport Card? Because there's some people who are very happy where they are, and they don't want to change their job. They want to stay where they are, and they want to keep doing that. And then there's other people that are curious, and they're striving for more, and they want to climb the ranks of the company. So he asked me, what do I want to do? And so we spoke about that. Similarly, in like a similar vein, Ayala and I were talking about, what's our plan going forward? What do we want in life? Where do we want to be? What are our goals for the future? And we started talking about it. So it's this idea of understanding and really verbalizing where you want to be in life and what kind of person you want to be in the future. And connecting it to the Torah portion, we see this idea in a 2-pronged approach. Basically, I learned this in yeshiva. It's this idea of you have a bucket that's, dripping. It's got a hole in it. So first you want to patch up the hole, and then you want to fill it with more. Throughout this Torah portion, focusing on the idea of the bucket dripping, leaking water, we have the Jews complaining about meat. We have Miriam going and complaining, or not complaining, but speaking against Moshe. We have Yeshua who complains to Moshe saying, there are people prophesying in the camp. We should imprison them. And Moshe says, what do you mean? Everyone should be prophets, not just me. So we have so much complaining going on in this Torah portion, and it seems out of place. Because we should really, in life, not be focusing so much on what's going on with other people. We should be focusing on ourselves. And what the Torah calls the place where the Jews complained about the meat, it calls it grave of cravings. Meaning, the Jews got the meat in the end, but many of them died in a plague. A fire broke out, and this was a punishment. And in life, we have so many different cravings. We have cravings for food, for other substances. We have cravings for power or glory. And we need to be very aware and very careful that these cravings don't overtake our lives. For example, a person that wants to climb the ranks of their job might spend a lot of time at work and disregard their family. They might deprioritize their family, which is not what Hashem wants at all. So that's one way that a craving to, climb the ranks of work or to gain glory or power can take away from what is a true and real and should be the number one priority in life. So that's filling the hole. Filling the hole is focusing on where are my cravings and how can I make sure I have them balanced in my life. Then there's filling it with light, filling it with more water. And that's the very name of the Torah portion, Behaaloscha. Aaron HaKohen is tasked with raising the lights of the menorah. What does that mean? It means, as the Baal Shem Tov has explained, the 7 branches of the candelabra of the menorah represent the 7 emotional attributes that we all have. These 7 emotional attributes, Chesed, Gevura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut, they represent character traits that we all have and focuses that we need to improve on. So we each need to look at the lights we have, look at the traits that we have that are good and focus on strengthening those. So on the one hand, we're focusing on not being burdened or not being misdirected by our cravings. And on the other hand, we're focusing on the things that we do well, on the attributes we do have, and strengthening those. Because once you start on a path, up, a path that is good, a path that is gonna move you to new places in life, then they will start to grow by themselves, and you'll feel pulled almost to be doing better things. And slowly, this is how self-refinement works. You start on a path that is good for you, and B'ezrat Hashem helps pull you along that path, if that's what you truly desire. So B'ezrat Hashem, we should all merit to not only fill the holes in our life and get our cravings in check and in a balanced way, we should also focus on raising the lights of our character traits, refining ourselves and growing and starting on these paths of better self-refinement. Shabbat Shalom.